June the 29th, 2016. Guys, yesterday when they released that Benghazi report, did anyone notice the expression on Trey Gowdy's face? He's the representative from South Carolina. He's been the leader in this Benghazi report forum as far as trying to dig in and get to the truth. Now, what a lot of people, and including myself, have looked at is that how it directly reflects on what Hillary Clinton did. Now, she's as tarnished as anyone there is in politics, but who was the president at that time? Now, is there a deal going on to keep this thing shut down so that it doesn't roll uphill when normally this type stuff rolls downhill, if you get my drift? So who's protecting who? The president or the, at that time, Secretary of State, or vice versa? It's a kind of a hand-in-hand deal. But you can tell that Mr. Gowdy is not very happy. What's happened, though, he knew they were forcing them to release it early. But today, news has come out that there's an F-16 crew chief who posted, "We were ready to respond to Benghazi, but did nothing. They would not let them respond." And Trey Gowdy has known this the entire time, and now he's forced the Department of Defense to relent and let Mr. Gowdy interview this F-16 crew chief. Says the House Select Committee on Benghazi says it will finally interview a European-based F-16 crew chief. Now, European-based, not European crew chief, who posted on Facebook that his unit's jets were ready to respond to the September 11, 2012 attacks on American personnel and facilities at Benghazi, Libya. Says the Pentagon's relentless stalling did not stop the committee from releasing its proposed report Tuesday. But now, listen, the committee would not allow the Defense Department's delays to stop it from interviewing a witness who sought to speak with them several months ago. Everything's been held back. And remember Guccifer, the guy that hacked the emails? They snatched him out of Europe and pulled him in. We haven't seen his face since. Now, Chairman Gowdy's going to release this information. He says, the witness posted, "I was an F-16 crew chief stationed in Europe when the attack happened. I was called into work. We scrambled jets, armed, prepared them for an alert launch, and then we did nothing. We never got the order and did nothing." Guys, I'm the last person in the world that wants Hillary Clinton to be president. But who was the chief? Who's protecting who? Goes on to say, in February, the committee requested the Pentagon facilitate an interview with the airman, but the Department of Defense refused to cooperate. In fact, the Pentagon sent a letter to Gowdy dismissing the request as unnecessary because the committee had already spoken to his senior officers. In May 6, the letter from Gowdy to the Secretary of Defense, Ashton Carter. Gowdy dressed down the Secretary for the Pentagon, standing down from an effort to meet the committee's request for documents and witnesses. In one case, Gowdy cited the committee requested in February to speak to the operators of the drones overwatching the Benghazi attacks. In March, after hearing no response from the Pentagon, the committee began to prepare subpoenas, which prompted the Pentagon to promise to fulfill the request. But the drone operators did not meet with the committee until the last week of May. Then Gowdy responded. He said that this is unbefitting of the Department of Defense and the chief reason for the committee's inability to complete its task quickly. He said, "I too would have liked the investigation completed months ago, yet constant obstacles and barriers created by the executive branch, including the Department of Defense, have made that impossible." And thus, that was the look that we saw yesterday. Guys, I knew he was angry. I've seen him come down on these folks too hard, too long. I knew something was wrong, and that's what it was, guys. But we're watching this, and I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this video because mainstream media has went totally Clinton. And again, who's the chief? And I've caught a lot of flack on the videos that talk about this. But you know what the Democrats did today? They had the National Day of Action for Gun Control, led by Nancy Pelosi and that bunch. Think about that. Guys, do we need gun control, or do we need immigration and terrorist and false flag by our government control? Think about it. Again, I'm going to get hit for this. Subscribe to BP Earthwatch 2. If that goes down, I'll put videos up on bpearthwatch.com. It's a heads up. Be safe.